Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Agile Marketing Management. My name is Eva Johnson, and I will be your host today. When I was preparing for a webinar, I was thinking about what could be the most important information for you, and I came up with the following agenda. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our company Inland Software today, then explain what Agile is and why it is important for marketing. Then I'm going to show you the most important Agile principles and our Agile goals, then the tool we use and the KPI and analysis what we do. Then I'm going to show you a short live demo, and then if you have any question, then please feel free to ask me in the QA session. So before we start, just a short information about the webinar. The webinar will last approximately 20-25 minutes. It includes the presentation, the live demo, and the QA session. So as mentioned previously, please feel free to type in your questions in the chat box anytime, and I'm going to answer to that at the end of the presentation. And the webinar will be sent you by email, and you can also find it on our website at intern.com/webinar-events. On this site, you can also see our upcoming webinars, so please feel free to sign up for it. And you can also find the recordings of our previous webinars. So about Inland Software. Inland Software was founded in 1998. We are headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany, and in Silicon Valley, California. We have partners in Korea and Taiwan. Our product is called Cobeamer ALM. It is an ALM software solution that includes requirements management, software development, QA test management, daemon management, and IT operations. We have clients from different industries, from automotive, high technology, defense, finance, medical, and many other industries. So I'm sure that you all know the terms Agile, but I would love to explain what Agile is and why we think it is important for marketing. But before I do this, I would love to show you this illustration about marketing, and the reason why I chosen this one is because we always talk about how complex is software development, but the marketing is equally complex. So, and I'm going to explain you what we mean by that. But first, back to the terms Agile. It comes from software development. Agile software development is a new approach that enables software developers to manage changing requirements. Developers, they use Agile. They have a release in every second or fourth week. It means that they can quickly respond to the fast changing requirements. So you might wonder how Agile comes to marketing. So as I mentioned, in many ways, marketing is very similar to IT development, since marketing consists of different campaigns. And to implement campaigns, it requires the collaboration of different departments, creative, production, and many other different departments. So similar to software development, as soon as one campaign is done, the next is on the way. And today's customers are multi-channel, globally connected, and socially savvy. And last but not least, they overwhelmed with information. So it makes very difficult to marketing to get the message across and to respond to the fast-changing needs of the customer. So using Agile techniques in marketing enabled us to see what the team is doing, so with other words, to better collaborate, to reduce the response time, and to test and manage and change our marketing activities if they did not work or did not work as successfully as we wanted. So what we did before we implemented Agile in marketing, we looked at the Agile principles, and we found these four principles very important for a successful implementation: people, organization, short goals, execution, review, and change. So by people and organization, we meant that a company can have many job titles to many marketers with different roles. What was important for us is to understand what each person does and how marketers with different responsibilities can collaborate to achieve our overall marketing goal. Then we also agreed that it's very, very important to break down large campaigns into small ones and then execute them fast, probably similar to IT in every second and fourth week, and then review the success of the campaigns and then change it. So based on this agile principle, we formulated a agile marketing manifesto. So we said that similar to software developers, we should plan short campaigns, and that's what we call marketing sprint planning. I'm going to show you in the live demonstration what we mean by that. We should test marketing activities and change them immediately if they did not work. We should improve the collaboration of the team to be capable to share experience technically frequently, and then react the changes as fast as we can. And we also agreed that we should measure our performance and make it visible for the team, but also for the management. And what we also did, we introduced Scrum meetings and Kanban board. So Scrum meeting is a 5 minutes meeting. I mean, it's a meeting every morning where we answer the 3 questions, such as what did I accomplish yesterday, what will I do today, and what obstacles are blocking my work. And we use Kanban board to visualize the workflow, the overloads, and our free resources. So just a quick comparison of Kanban and Scrum. So Scrum is an agile software development based on multiple small teams working in an intensive and independent manner. So actually Scrum is very good for planning. We use Scrum to plan our marketing activities. That's what we call marketing sprint planning. And Kanban board is it's very different. It's actually a digitalized version of a whiteboard with sticky notes on it. It's really great to have an overview of the status of each task, the work in progress limit, and the free resources. We also said we need to have some system behind of our agile marketing work. And we said, similar to IT, we need to have a marketing backlog. So we created a marketing backlog. This is where we collect all the requirements coming from our customers, our management team. That's also a place where we define the task and assign it to team members. We also defined our workflow. We have also an agile planning board that is where we set up sprints and prioritize them. And we also use a story point system. The story point system helps us to estimate the complexity of the task, measure the performance of the team or any team member. And as mentioned previously, we use Kanban board to manage the daily work, to visualize the task what we have. So what have we, how we have implemented Agile in marketing. So first we had a training. As I mentioned previously, Agile principles are very important. So what we obviously had was a training because working Agile is really our big cultural change. Then we set up our story point system together. So we defined how many points we give to certain task. Then we run a first month as an experience, and then we collected the feedbacks within the team. Obviously, try to fine-tune our system and make it better. Then we set a baseline to measure performance after the first quarter. And as mentioned, we implemented a Scrum meeting, but we also implemented retrospective and sprint planning meetings. So what we obviously have seen, we had challenges and benefits. So as mentioned previously, working in an agile way, it really a cultural change and it requires training. We also had the full transparency, what I call Big Brother eye. So obviously everyone has seen what the other is doing. We had frequent communication It requires obviously a lot of time and effort and availability. It's very important, and we also had and have a good marketing coordinator, so a person who can really coordinate the team very well, oversees everything and technically chase everyone to make sure that everything works according to the workflow. And it was also very important that it's required from the team members the ability to adapt to the change. And since we were willing to do this, therefore the Agile worked very well and still works very well for us. Benefit, we obviously have seen benefits. We have seen increased motivation and increased transparency. We also realized that it's better to manage distributed teams in an agile way. And we have realized that we are much faster, so we respond faster to requests, changes requirements. With that, we do monitor our performance. What we monitor is a team performance. So you see the very first 2 quarters when we started to use Agile Marketing. What we monitor is we monitor the number of tasks, how many tasks we have completed in the certain quarters, and the story points, how many story points we earned in that quarter. And we have realized and achieved increase in task 56% and 75% increase in story points. We also measured the task analysis, and the task analysis means that we have the team listed up by position, responsibilities, and task. And obviously, every single task has a complexity. So using this analysis, we have the chance to see who is doing what and how complex this task is. We also do and did individual performance. It means that we monitor how many tasks is completed in one quarter, and then how many story points is earned by a team member. And it helps us to see if the team member had an increase or a decrease in that certain period of time. And it's also what we can also count or calculate is the average story points earned by the quarter, and obviously also the increase and the decrease of the activity of the person. Now I would love to start soon with the CoBeamer live demo. But before we start, I would love to ask 3 questions from you. The first is, which tool are you using? Is it that was already closed. And then let's continue with this one. Which tool are you searching for? It is a requirements management tool, a testing, an ALM tool, or Agile project management tool, or a multiply Agile project tool. Okay. I see the answers coming in, so thank you very much. Then let's move to the second question. What software development methodology are you using? Is it Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, or hybrid? Thank you. So now I would love to show you CoBeamer in a live version. So when you log into CoBeamer, then you have different projects. And if you log into marketing, then the first thing what we see is a dashboard. On a dashboard, what you see is a release activity trends. Then in this trend, you see the sprint, you see the burden chat, but I'm going to show you this on the cardboard. the very important thing what you see in the dashboard is an activity stream. So in the activity stream, you see exactly who's doing what, and the tasks are listed up in every hour. On the left-hand side, you see our wiki. So the wiki is a great feature to share any content with your team. So for example, if I'm still writing a blog, I just create here in a new child page, which I'm gonna call blog test 3. Gonna add this to our wiki. And when it is saved, you're gonna see this in here. I can edit this just simply clicking by the edit. Or if I already did a blog written in Word, then I can just import from Word, and if I want to change it, I just can export it to Word. Obviously, anyone in the team can, if they have obviously the authorization, can rewrite my content, and if it happens, then I'm going to get a notification via email. The other important thing what we use is a tracker. If you see our marketing tracker, then you see that we have work items and configuration items. In the work items, we currently have 3 different items listed up. I'm just going to show you our events. So the events is obviously information all about our events. Here you see on the left-hand side the short listing up. The colors help us to see what event is already completed, what is in progress. And here in the middle of the screen, you see a bigger explanation of the task. If you go back, then this is the configuration item is what we use on a daily basis. So here, what you see, it's all our marketing sprint. When I was talking about sprint planning, that's what I meant. So every month we create a sprint. So if we see, for example, June, then we have here all the tasks what we have done and maybe still doing, in June. What we see here is the listings of the task, the short explanation of the title of the task. We see here the status of the task. We see here the story point, the team members. On the right-hand side, we see here a burden chart, which is a graphical representation of the work left to do versus the time. We see here the team members. And what we see is how many open tasks they have, how many story points they might earn if they complete the task, and how many closed tasks they already have, and how many points they have collected. We also see the task listed up by priorities, how many highest, normal, low, lowest task the team has, how many is open and closed from this task, and we also see the task by status. If they are in progress, partly completed, and postponed. If we go to the Kanban, then you will see all the tasks that you have seen on the previous dashboard in a different format, in the Kanban format. It has 4 columns: the to-do, the in progress, partly completed, and done. We can divide this information or filter this information by many factors, by day, by the issue type, release. Now we are currently in the June release, and we can also filter it by team member. So if I choose myself, then you're just going to see my current task and the task I have done this month. If I start working on a new task, I just click on the new item, and I just write here, for example, writing a blog about Agile. Here I can further explain what it's really all about. I can here choose the priority very high, the release, it's 9 June, how many story points is gonna bring me. obviously I can assign this to myself. If I'm writing with one of my colleagues, then I can just choose my colleague too. And I can choose the time, first of all, the task. This is an operational task, but I can also choose where this or what kind of task this one really is. So for example, blogging. If I save this, then it's gonna come into the to-do column. If I start working on this, I just easily drag it to the in progress and then so on to partly completed and done. Another very important file what we have in here is just gonna go back. Is the backlog I wanted to quickly show you. So we have here 2000 every year we have one backlog. Technically it looks like the previous tracker. The only difference is then every single requirements which is going to happen in the future, is saved in the backlog. So there we collect the requirements from, as mentioned previously, from our management. And then once it is completed, then when we start working on it, we're going to move it to the team member who's going to work on this. Another very important part of our Codebeamer is a document. So as you could see, we save here bigger files. So for example, if your designer starts working on design material, he can just upload here all the important information. You don't need to mail it, share it. And anyone who is assigned on this document, then it's gonna get an automatic email about if any new updates happen. So for example, you see this when it was modified, who's modified, what's the status is, what's the size of this folder. So that was the live demo I wanted to show you. And before we move to the questions, I would love to call your attention to our requirements engineering and QA management workshop. We're going to have one tomorrow in Frankfurt and then the 16th in Munich. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, then please feel free to ask me. Happy to answer to all your questions. So I don't see any questions. Therefore, I would love to ask one more question from you. And my question is, if you would love to get further information about Codebeamer, we're happy to send you information or call you. Thank you very much. And if you don't have any question, then have a nice day, and I hope to see you in our next webinar. Goodbye.